Hey, hi, and hello. Welcome to my mini monastery because today we are going to talk about meditations. I really want you guys to give this episode a try because, from my experience, meditation has provided a welcome bit of calmness and clarity in my life. And by bit, I mean a lot. Now, when I meditate, the questions I get a lot is how do you meditate and what does it do for you? For me, meditation is for being present in the current moment, for creating physical and mental peace. A lot of us have one foot in the past and one foot in the future and just a bunch of empty space in the middle where we are now. And that's what should matter right now. In some cases, you'd want to feel exactly what your body is feeling in that moment. And the point of this is to become more aware of yourself and your environment and others, to define and clarify which energies are yours and which vibrations are yours. It helps train your outputs of thoughts and emotions, how they and other people and places affect your energy. In other cases, though, you'd want to completely remove yourself from the body and time and the world that we think that we know. It's when we allow ourselves to essentially ascend higher than our physical bodies in the world to get to a higher plane where we have more access to our energies and vibrations and power. In this case, meditation is used to forge a path. This is the kind of meditation that you'd want to do when you manifest things for yourself. You align yourself with the vibrations that the new you is emitting across all time, in all places, you know? There are dozens of ways to meditate. Like you can meditate while walking, sitting, actively working. It really can be done whenever, even with some subconscious programming while you're asleep by listening to certain frequencies or suggestive messages. I mentioned the fact that we are programmed at birth a lot, and a way to counteract this is to access the subconscious mind and reaffirm new beliefs that cancel out the old ones. Your subconscious is more accessible when you're asleep or when you're in a heightened state of meditation or hypnosis. This is when your mind is more open to suggestion and how new ideas are obtained. You'd be really surprised to learn how you're actually feeling, what energy is yours and what isn't, even acknowledging that you might be vibrating lower than you'd like to and working to change that. An easy way to channel and direct and really feel energy is becoming aware of your chakras. A lot of people are in denial and don't like to face the challenges that they have to face on a day-to-day basis, and those issues can suddenly arise in different areas of the body. Suddenly your throat is hurting and scratchy because you're lying and you might have things that you want to say, and that's throwing off your throat chakra. I recently read a book called Becoming Supernatural, and Joe Dispenza, the writer, explained that most of the time our energy doesn't get past the first three chakras: the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, located at the base of your spine, below your navel, and 2 inches above your navel, respectively. Oh God. This is completely off topic, but whenever I use the phrase respectively, like this, and this, respectively, it like sends me back to 9th grade. I was 14 years old. I was going to a performing arts school, and I was in piano class, like piano 1 or 2, I can't remember. But we had to like perform these little songs like Fair Shaka or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, stuff like that, really simple songs. So it was just to like introduce each other to the class and everything. So I get up there and I'm like, I will be playing this and this respectively, thinking I was so smart. And I had a stroke at the piano in front of everybody. My fingers, literally, they just was like, blah, 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 sounding nothing like what I was supposed to be sounding like. The teacher, she said, oh, would you like to try again? I said, yes, please. Yes, please. I was so embarrassed, you guys. That's probably one of the reasons why I moved back in 2014. Anyways, these chakras correspond to specific organs as well as physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual states of being, influencing all areas of your life. The root chakra, being at the base, is a sort of foundation. It helps ground yourself and your body, providing a stronger sense of security when it is open. But when it's closed, you could experience more nightmares, insecurities, problems with your lower back, colon, legs, or your feet. The sacral chakra is probably one that people jump towards to learn about because it governs our sexual expression, as well as creativity, emotions, and passions. When the sacral is blocked, you may experience depression, emotional instability, and different sexual dysfunctions like low libido or fertility issues. And lastly, the solar plexus, which is our source of individual power, our self-esteem. When it's blocked, we may suffer from low self-esteem and problems controlling our anger and frustrations. You'll probably have stomach pains or gas. There's a such thing as overactive chakras, but we'll go into that when we discuss all of the second chakras. Today, we're just talking about those three. Now that we have some basic knowledge, though, I wanted to introduce you guys to two different kinds of meditation for these chakras. The first one is simple. You get some frequency music or a guided meditation on YouTube, whatever floats your boat, and you focus on the specific chakra starting at the root. And you envision the color it's represented by, and you imagine that color surging through and around your body. So the root chakra is represented by the color red, the sacral by the color orange, the solar plexus by the color yellow, and you just kind of go up that little rainbow until you get to the crown chakra. You imagine that color surging through and around your body, and you breathe deeply and allow yourself to be in the present moment. You can think whatever, become one with these thoughts and don't try to fight them down while also not getting caught on any particular thing. Eventually, the goal is to only think about your breathing and until you're eventually thinking about nothing. The second meditation, though, comes from the book that I mentioned earlier, and that's Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. There's a free audio book on YouTube. It's really good. I really like that book. I'm going to reread it after I finish the books that I have lined up this year. This meditation works on getting the energy between the first three chakras flowing better. This is the reconditioning the body to the mind meditation. So you guys can try this if you want to while I go through the steps. Just give it a listen. So you start by sitting up straight in a chair with your feet firmly on the ground, hands uncrossed in your lap, and your eyes closed. Now this part's going to sound a little bit weird, but you sort of clench your butthole. It's called the perineum, but it's like your butthole, and you want to feel a lift while you're breathing normally, and you don't strain your breath while you're doing this, because when you feel that lift, it's gonna connect to the base of your spine. That's the closest place that we can get. So I want you to squeeze that area tightly and hold for 5 seconds, relax, and then repeat that 2 times, all while breathing normally. This is bringing awareness to that area of your body that is related to the base of your spine, that is related to the root chakra. So next, you contract those same muscles and at the same time, contract the muscles in your lower abdomen. But don't strain. That sounded so weird. You just tighten and breathe normally. Okay? And then you're going to hold that for 5 seconds, relax, and then repeat twice. Then you're going to add the upper abdomen, clenching all 3 at the same time, holding for 5 seconds, relaxing, and then repeating again twice. We're almost done here because now we're going to take the our pointer finger, and place it on the top center of your head. Dig your finger in that area. Put your fingernail in that area, because you're going to want to remember where that area is after you move your hands back to your lap. Even while I'm saying this, I feel that spot on the top of my head from doing it so often. So now you put your hands back into your lap and you take a deep breath. Follow your breath from your perineum through your lower and upper abdomen, through the center of your abdomen, through the center of your chest, through your throat, through your brain, all the way up to that point on the top of your head. Hold your breath for 10 seconds, then relax, and repeat that 1 time. Because now, finally, we're going to put those 2 forms together. In 1 deep breath, we're going to contract our muscles, pulling our energy up with the inhale from our perineum all the way to the top of our head, holding for 10 seconds and then relaxing and repeating twice. Now, in doing this meditation, we're trying to pull the mind from the body, releasing the control that we think that we have and allowing the body to reconfigure itself to its most efficient self. We're letting the body reset and kind of start up again but where we are now. We're letting go of like, oh, my stomach was hurting earlier. Oh, my headache. Oh, I do this so I can stay fit. We're letting go of all of that control, and we're letting the body do its thing. Okay. Now, I like meditation because I have an overactive mind. I tend to overthink a lot, and while I meditate, I allow these thoughts to be released, understanding that if nothing else, I can control my thoughts. I don't have to think about the things that made me sad or angry. I don't have to recall those emotions to the present moment, because in this present moment, I'm fine, and that's all that matters. You take stock of your day periodically and ask yourself, whenever you're feeling off or bad, is anything really happening to me right now? No? Okay, then I'm okay. Only right now matters. You might be stuck in traffic and you're annoyed by it, but think about it. You're in good health. You're doing fine. You're breathing. You have a car. Like, you're fine. So don't let that negative emotion stick to you. Be fine because you are fine. And that's that on that for this episode today, you guys. Please let me know if you gave the meditations a try and what it did for you. Remember that consistency is key, and the more that you do it, the better you'll feel, I promise. Thank you all for listening. And I've been thinking, all these times I've been saying, see you next week, I'm going to start saying, y'all going to hear me every Thursday. Bye.